Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to part 2 of the Rushing Beat commentary. Oh, we're gonna go to a skyscraper. Oh, right, so it's not alright, so it is stage 4 that does have that next special stage. Okay, good to know, good to know. Although you would assume with an opening like that, maybe there would probably be something... Wait, bad? Michael Jackson was here? But that was 5 years after. That was 5 years after bad. Either way, this is a very, very slummy place. Who the duck would live here? Now, just to clarify, so as you saw in the opening, assuming you saw part 1, oh my goodness, really? Norton can toss stuff. Okay, you might notice that there is blood in this game. The blood is taken out and replaced with kind of like a star-like hit. Like, you know how like the Streets of Rage series has that? That's obviously to censor the blood. Every time a character loses their life, well, actually, technically, when you beat the crap out of a character, out of an enemy here, they technically die, because apparently, the symbol that shows up, in Rival Turf, it's an X, but in this game, in Rushing Beat, that symbol, I forget the actual pronunciation for it, but I think it's like it's either the, it's probably the kanji variant for the word death. So it's assumed that, is assumed that they're dead. Oh hey, Joe Cal. Joe Cal in the back. And I guess that's probably Kintark's poster. We're gonna see Kintark later in part 3. You'll probably be very surprised as to who he is at the end of the game, but... Bob Marley, why are you tossing bombs at me? Oh, jeez. Okay, but that's... Alright, that's not what I wanted to discuss, though. What I actually wanted to discuss was actually the matter on, Duck, what was it that I wanted to discuss? Oh, right, Neo Cisco. So, as you were noticing from the legitimate map in this game, Neo Cisco, you might wonder where that is. That's actually San Francisco. We're going through North America right now. The Neo Cisco State Police is actually the San Francisco State Police, according to Rival Turf's instruction manual, and its in-game code, apparently. But if I had to personally say... I would say that Rushing Beat actually does a better job with defining the terms of San Francisco as opposed to Rival Turf, because Rival Turf cut out a really big bunch of content in the game. I really don't like the way that that Rival Turf was handled when Rushing Beat got localized here in the States. Because they totally got rid of the opening. Yes, the whole opening is gone. So you don't get to see Rick Norton just walking through the streets of San Francisco, and while getting held up by an officer at gunpoint. You don't get to see him talk about his sister Maria. Why is Maria his girlfriend in this game? It doesn't make any sense. Also, speaking of which, the ending, not only is the ending gone, but have you seen the box art for Rival Turf? Oh my goodness. Also, this is another change in Streets of Rage Remake. In Streets of Rage Remake, that area that we just passed by, that elevator area, that elevator shaft actually has enemies on it if you're playing SOR Remake, which is why would you do that? No, you don't put enemies on it. Don't get me wrong, I get it. Streets of Rage is a game that, oh my goodness, garbage frames. Streets of Rage is a game in which you have to beat the crap out of people on an elevator come the elevator stage. But do not add an enemy to an area where there were no enemies to begin with. Do you intentionally want to make this game harder on the hardest difficulty? And bear in mind, Whenever I play this game, I'm often playing it on the Mania difficulty. I don't ever play it on anything lower. Because, I actually think that if you play Rushing Beat Remake on, confirm this SOR Maker community if you guys are still around. But if you beat Rushing Beat Remake on a lower difficulty other than Very Hard or Mania, do you not get the Grandmaster Challenge? Because you need to play on Very Hard or Mania to get the Grandmaster Challenge, if my memory serves correctly. And it's not that hard if you are it's not that hard if you're used to the Mania difficulty, especially if you have the bug fixed version of the game. What is it? Revision 5.1. Or maybe it's 5.1A or something around that. Basically what Revision 5.1 of Streets of Rage Remake does, alongside the fact that you do get your 3 continues in single-player mode, if you're playing co-op, local co-op or computer-assisted co-op, you get 3 continues in single-player and you get 2 continues for co-op. Alright, now I remember. Now, don't get me wrong, that actually does come in handy in certain places, such as, what is it? Oh, by the way, not Vega. yeah, of course they would steal right from Street Fighter. This might as well be Street Fighter and Final Fight mixed together. But, yeah, dang it, no, it was Revision 5.0A that had the 3 continues. I don't know if that was brought back for single player in 5.1A. I'll have to double check that when we get to Streets of Rage Remake. Streets of Rage Remake is really good, though. I recommend that you give it a try if you haven't gotten it yet. It's still relatively available online, contrary to the fact that Sega had to file a cease and desist order. And I do feel horrible that the cease and desist orders have been very rampant. They've been extremely rampant lately in the gaming community. Like, recently, Nintendo did it with two different huge games. By the way, helicopter. So you have to go with the Neo Cisco State Police, and we're going to South America? Joe Cal's located in South America. Okay, we're literally right above Brazil. Yeah, Joe Cal, I think, is right at Brazil. Yet we're gonna see a whole bunch of Bob Marleys. Why? Why is Bob Marley here? Why are all these mooks here? What gives? I've never seen so many Bob Marleys before. So many kamikazes. But yeah, recently Nintendo had filed a it was a Digital Millennium Copyright Act takedown notice. I don't think it was an actual cease and desist order. But they did it with the in 2010, you might remember there was a remake of Metroid 2, The Return of Samus, being made in 16 or 32-bit for PC. I was one of those people that was lucky enough to get that remake before Nintendo decided to take it down. Whenever I do get to Metroid 2, or whenever we do get to Metroid 2, I will deliberately record that. I will not record the Game Boy version from 1991 because duck the Game Boy version for obvious reasons. Now that this version's out, I think it's better if I play the PC build. It's very beautiful, very, very beautiful. I feel bad that Nintendo had to take it down because of intellectual property. And then let's also not forget the utmost notable Pokemon fan game of all time. No, not Pokemon Go. Pokemon Uranium version. Oh my goodness, Pokemon Uranium. What are we gonna get next? Pokemon Neptunium? Pokemon Plutonium? I'm expecting that, even though they ended up getting a DMCA takedown notice or a cease and desist. I'm actually not sure about the situation with Pokemon Uranium. But if I have learned anything from my time regarding intellectual property, from fan remakes, from piracy, the first-party companies that that made the original works, they need to just let these fan games stay. They just need to let these fan games stay. Or heck, do what Capcom did with Mega Man vs. Street Fighter. Instead of having to file a Digital Millennium Copyright Act takedown notice, or deliberately take it down, why not just snag the game and just have it be presented alongside? That's why Mega Man vs. Street Fighter is still one of the utmost notable fan games of its time because of that. And, oh my goodness, Mega Man turns, both Mega Man and Street Fighter, Rockman and Street Fighter, they both turn 30 next year. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That's astounding. I'm really surprised. Oh, by the way, while it comes to mind, I think that door to the left, I think that was a special stage area in the original prototype builds of Rushing Beat, and it's also an alternate pathway to beat the level if you're playing SOR Remake. Sadly, you can't access it here. You know what? While it's on the mind, I think the follow-up on this commentary, I'm gonna do the Streets of Rage remake area. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Streets of Rage remake mod for this. And I'm going to show off all the alternate pathways. I think the majority of those areas is actually new art, or just art that's ripped from other Super Famicom brawler titles or fighter titles. But for the most part, it at least will deliver to you a totally different experience when the game is replayed in this form. I'm definitely curious as to how that will turn out. But do I want to do that before I do Streets of Rage 3, or do I want to do it alongside this commentary? No, I'll do that when I have the opportunity. I unfortunately can't do so at this time. At the time of this recording, it's August 22. I'm still recovering from a really bad neck injury that I suffered on the 21st. I really don't know what the duck happened. I don't know. I woke up. This pain ended up starting to come like within an hour of me being awake, and I don't know, it's healed a bit since, but it's still relatively bad. I mean, it's not bad, but it's still bad. If I can say it that way. I don't like this feeling. It's horrible. It does a number on the mind. It really does a number on the mind. Yeah, just look at Bob Marley, just classic. I mean, just casually hanging out. Now, for obvious reasons, obviously they couldn't use the name Marley because, I think Bob Marley would probably have a fit with Jalico if the Japanese company, or at least if the Japanese version had his full name. Oh, you can't even name him Bob Marley in this because of the fact that you can only have up to 8 characters of text for each character. All right. Wait a minute. Speaking of this font rings a bell. Where have I seen it before? The numbers aren't spot on, but the Xena GX font, Volume 1 and 2, or Version 1 and 2, right! Oh my goodness, yes. Now, I don't actually know if Anna had developed the Xena GX font based on this one, but oh my goodness. I was wondering why the text in this game looks so lovely, and why the Xena GX font also looks so lovely. I wouldn't be surprised if it was based off of Rushing Beat. Actually, I'll be truthful. That font is debatably one of the best fonts I've ever seen of all time. I would say is the best pixel art game font of all time. It can be used in anything. It can be used in NES ROM hack. It can be used in Super Famicom titles. It can be used in Mega Drive ROM hacks of NHL 94, which is actually where I have used it before. Yes, I actually had to customize the Xena GX font a little bit to support lowercase letters. And the only version of the Xana GX font that has these lowercase letters, or I think any variant of the Xana GX font at all that's in a game currently that's not of her creation, is actually in, I think it's actually in NHL 94. I think it's in MIAA Women's Hockey 2015. That's the only title that I know to my knowledge that has it at this time. For obvious reasons, obviously Miss Anna got her lovely credit due. So yes, if you ever play Volume 1 Tournament Edition, or Volume 2, you will see the lovely font in action. Oh my goodness, so many garbage frames. So many garbage frames on screen right now. But yeah, thought I'd mention that. It's lovely to know that that this game probably was the source for what is debatably one of my utmost favored fonts of all time. If only the Xana GX font could be used as like a, I don't know, like a generic computer font. Do you know how lovely that would be? Because we never often see video game in-game video text font used as like a regular font. Not even the font that's used in Cave Story MD, which was alternatively used, I think, in all RBI baseball games on the Genesis and Mega Drive, starting with 3. Speaking of which, I need to get to RBI baseball sometime. I don't want to record the first and second games for obvious reasons, if only because the first and second games are a pain in the dick Cheney as is to record. Ugh, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. I am not a fan of the way that 1 and 2 are set up. That I can't even for the life of me play them. So what I'm probably gonna do with RBI Baseball 1 and 2 is just record a regular game. I'm probably also gonna do the same thing with the Genesis version of 3, because I have absolutely no idea as to how I could be able to record 3. Because I don't think there is a season mode. For 93 and 94, as well as 95 on a Super 32X, I'm only going to be doing the Game Breakers mode. I'm going to be doing the Game Breakers mode, and with RBI Baseball 94, there's actually going to be a lovely thing I'm going to do with that one. That one will probably have, what is it? Oh yeah, it's going to have Tengen versus the Dream Team. Oh, that's going to be a lovely matchup. You'll enjoy what I'm seeing. Oh my goodness, I'm at 2 battery bars. I need to get new batteries. If any of you happen to have Energizer rechargeable batteries, the Sony IC recorder that I've got, the IC-PCX333D, it takes 2 AA batteries. I've been running on Duracell Ultra, like a few Duracell Ultra batteries for the past matter of months, and oh my goodness, the batteries are dying out badly, man. They started dying out sometime after my Democratic National Convention footage, so I hope that this commentary will be done before then. Oh jeez. But I'll discuss that later through private messages if you want to send your Energizer rechargeable batteries, and I'll be very grateful for that. Thank you very much. Either way, well, let's get on to part 3, shall we?